Sustainability today has become one of the important features for the strategic decisions taken by an organization. Sustainability practices have become important in all sectors, starting from service industries like IT to manufacturing firms. In this presentation, we will be discussing about the different sustainability practices followed in the ceramic and granite industry with relevance to the scenario in India.
Everyone, this is a presentation of sustainability in ceramic and granite industry. So the presentation will be comprising first of an introduction of natural stones, followed by an overview of granite industry and ceramic industry. Now we all know that there is enormous variety in natural stones. Worldwide there are 6,000 types of natural stones available. Now depending on their origin and composition, they are ranked as belonging to certain types or groups. It can be put to use in varied purposes like memorial stones or doorsteps, etc. Now coming to the supply of the natural stones, over the last decade an increasing number of countries are involved in its production. The extraction and processing of hard stone and its type went up explosively due to new production techniques. Whereas production in traditional European producing countries such as Italy, Spain and Portugal is stagnating, China, India, Turkey, Brazil and other developing and new industrialized countries are constantly expanding their production. In terms of quantity, China now extracts twice as much natural stones as a European market. Overview of granite industry in the next slide. The common dimensional characteristics of this quarried stone depend upon the attribute of the deposit from which the stone was extracted. So along a supply chain, it is preferred that the designer and stone supplier collaborate closely prior to and throughout the design process, since planning a project around a readily available stone reduces the environmental impact of raw material extraction. Now the product applications are varied like flooring, lubricant, etc. The properties of granite are measured along the matrices of density, hardness, porosity and aesthetics. It is not a pollutant, but the adhesives which can be used to join granite can be a pollutant. The applications we have already listed out here. Performance is measured along two broad dimensions of durability and reuse and recyclability. There are ASTM standards which are for better sampling and selection and gives information about material characteristics and physical requirements. The environmental data for quarrying and processing are provided in here. Next slide, which is giving you an overview of ceramic industry. Ceramics, as we know, are produced by fusing raw material substances via baking in a kiln. The most notable properties of ceramic are excellent electrical and thermal insulation, good retention properties at high temperature. Now, based on the composition of ceramics, they are classified as oxides, carbides and nitrides. Based on their application, they are also classified as engineering ceramics, construction ceramics, pottery, glass and the further classification of glass is there. In India, ceramic industry is 100 years old. Ceramic producers are manufacturers both by large and small enterprises with wide variance in type and size. The next slides about current sustainability practices and trends in the industry will be taken forward by my.
Now coming to the current sustainability practices and trends followed in the industry, we'll first look at the granite industry. The ANSI NSC 373 standard establishes well-defined metrics for environmental, economic and social responsibilities followed by the company. It evaluates the organizations on 9 facets, that is water usage and recycling, custody and transportation, site and plant management, land reclamation and adaptive use, corporate governance and energy usage and conservation, management of excess processed materials and waste, safer chemical and materials management, and lastly human and health considerations. After evaluating the organization on the above basis, it certifies the organization as one of the following: bronze, silver, gold and platinum. Now the next trend followed by the industry is waste management. It is a 3-part process, whereby the first part being by producing less waste. This is ensured through quality query reconnaissance, fines and screenings and scrap stone management. The second part being exploiting the value of waste, and the third part being managing waste properly. Now the above two mentioned parts have the strategies to reuse, recycle, compost, sell, create new products or otherwise prevent waste from being landfilled or incinerated or follow regulations for lawful disposal of wastes that cannot be given a second life. Now, coming to the next trend, that is query site maintenance. Now, companies are achieving query site maintenance through in two ways: minimizing dust, noise, and vibrations produced at the site, and secondly, by land maintenance and ecosystem conservation, which is again done by site cleanliness and organization maintained at the site, minimizing erosion and runoff, and lastly, respecting and conserving the ecosystem. The second one is the granite industry. Now, in the granite industry, there are currently many eco-design strategies followed all over the world in the field of ceramic. Firstly, selection of low-impact materials. Now, this is done by incorporating waste material in the ceramic development processes. Some tile manufacturing companies recycle pre-consumer waste, reaching up to 90% recycled material by weight, while retaining the strength and versatility of the original product. There are also examples of houseware and tile producers that manufacture items using the sludge from the water treatment plants. The second one is reduction of material used. Now, this is done by reducing the product thickness. Some wall and floor tile companies have researched into the raw materials and have achieved reduced thickness of their products from 12 mm to around 4 mm. The third one is selection of environmentally sound production techniques. Now, this is done by reducing kiln firing operations. The ceramic industry has invested significantly in more eco-efficient production techniques. Designers can now influence the environmental performance of the manufacturing processes. For example, designing products whose production requires less firing steps or lower temperatures. The next one is optimizing packaging and distribution. Now, this is achieved through reducing the packaging for the products. Companies have been engaged in reducing the amount of cardboard, shrink plastic and glue, and eliminate the strips in packaging. This is also achieved by eliminating distribution activities. A recent trend that is called picking, a new form of direct sales orders from the end consumer to the manufacturer, and thus reducing the transport impacts. Now, the next thing is reduction of environmental impact during the use phase. Now, this is achieved through high efficiency construction elements. For example, now new bricks with high thermal, mechanical, and acoustic performances have been developed. In this case, it is not the product itself that is improved, but the energy performance of the building, which is a matter of high concern in this field of sustainability. The next one is optimizing the end of life systems. Now, this is done by using new methods of installation and dismantling. Raised technical floor is a method of installation of floor tiles that reduces building waste and facilitates waste separation. This floor is a construction system installed on a metallic substructure at a certain height above the substructure, allowing the incorporation of radiant heating systems under the flooring. Now, the last one is new concepts that are being implemented by the industry. Now, the ceramic, for example, the ceramic wall and roof tiles that incorporate thin photovoltaic film are intended to have high aesthetic quality and technical performance, contributing to a new building architecture type based on the eco-design concepts.
Moving on to granite regulations. Certain countries have developed some specific standards for classifying the granite and its use. Taking an example of China, because of the alarming surge in the granite use in the homes, China sponsored studies for studying the health aspects of granite. They specifically focused on radiation issues and radon gas acceleration rates. After the studies, Chinese started regulating the granite and divided it into 4 levels, and only the safest level was allowed to use in the Chinese rulings. The ceramic regulations. The ceramic industry has been regulated in certain parts of the world, specifically the European Union, in respect to sustainability. In the European Union, the industry falls within the scope of the Directive of Emission Tradings and Industrial Emissions, and specifically the REACH. The REACH being registration, evaluation, authorization, and restriction of chemicals. Under the same, the producer has to specifically file a return declaration that the goods in the market comply with the lead and cadmium release limits. They also follow a specific policy on wastage. The wastage, which cannot be recycled internally, is sent for external recycling and will be used in the road construction and disposal, that is landfilling. The granite industry of India contains 100 manufacturing and 43 processing units. It grows at the rate of 10% per annum. The methods used are largely manual or semi-mechanical. The ceramic industry grows at the rate of 15%. India is the third largest ceramic tile production unit with 6.65% contribution to the world market. The number of ambitious programs launched in the last 2 years by the Union government, like Smart Cities Mission and Housing for All by 2020, will act as a big push in demand for the ceramic industry in India in the years to come. Sustainability issues in India are: 1. The child labor is pretty rampant. With gender discrimination, women are not equally paid as men. The working conditions are hazardous and there are insufficient safety measures and long working hours. The current methodology of quarrying causes extensive use of water and energy resources. There is illegal quarrying leading to the destruction of environment. This irresponsible waste disposal damaging agricultural areas. The dust pollution caused damages the local air quality. These are some examples of sustainability practices by Indian companies. Hindware. The company commissioned an R&D center recognized by the Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Science, Government of India for more than 30 years, the first such instance in the industry. They rationalized the consumption of water per flush in their products from 15 liters in 1962 to 10 liters in 1984 and 6 by 3 liters in 2004, a potential saving of 35,000 liters per annum across a family of 4. They also launched European Water Closet EWC, which consumes only 3.5 liters of water per flush. Another company, Kajaria, has taken the membership of Green Building Council, reassures the customers and the stakeholders that each product has been created in an eco-friendly process. Serra is another company which has launched its range of green products with an aim of 34% of water. It is also a member of the Green Building Council that's adopted zero pollution production processes and raw materials for its newly commissioned faucet facility. Serra's sanitary plant uses natural gas as a green fuel. The future sustainable practices which can be followed are: 1. A continuous monitoring system by the government on sustainability practices. 2. A periodic review of the firms on sustainable practices and a roadmap to protecting the environment and resources. Strict rules should be imposed on illegal mining and ensuring minimal environmental impact during licensing. There should be joint corrective actions by the industry leaders and government to minimize the sustainability impact. Importing countries is to ensure stricter norms of sustainability practices in the value chain. Promoting usage of greener and eco-friendly certified products in the construction industry, including green building initiatives, can really boost sustainability. Making sure of recycling of the products helps sustainability on a large scale. Use of better technology innovations like the roller kiln and tunnel kiln reduces energy consumption and thus helps in sustainability.